And right here, I probably should have popped my 2 just a little bit earlier so I would get the increased movement speed.
They're killing it out there. All about
Right there, I was just trying to ult the Yorm. I wasn't too worried about Izanami whenever she landed. I had a feeling that we'd be able to chase and burn her. We're able to get it. Easy cleanup in the goal lane and a pretty smooth rotation. What do, skibbity boo, it's your boy Seanyb Gaming, and today we have a viewer request of Poseidon mid. If you are new to the channel, I upload 6 to 7 times a week. I add some commentary to a game that I played with the intention of seeing what went right and what went wrong, and hopefully there's something that we can learn. If you are a returning viewer, the stats for the game are going to be posted at the end, and the build is in the description down below. So let's go ahead and dive into Poseidon's kit. Poseidon's first ability is going to be a line attack where he shoots a wave forward, knocking back minions and enemies that it hits. Poseidon's 2 is going to be a basic attack steroid. It's going to change his basic attack from shooting 1 projectile to shooting 3 projectiles, and it's also going to increase his movement speed. His third ability is a circle area of effect. He can cast it and it's going to cripple anyone that stands in it, meaning that they cannot dash out of it, and it's going to tick 6 times over 3 seconds. Poseidon's ultimate is the Kraken. He's going to slow enemies and deal damage to enemies, and enemies in the center are going to be knocked up and take additional damage. And then Poseidon's passive is that as he lands basic attacks, he's going to build up Tide. Each basic attack successfully landed is going to be 10% Tide. And then whenever he casts an ability, it's going to remove 20% Tide to give it 20% bonus power. So in order of, and it's also going to give us some movement speed as we get our Tide meter up. So that combined with our 2, we are going to be a very speedy mage. See if we can get some basics off onto this Morgan. Unfortunately, I missed my 1. Probably could have killed her if I landed the 1 there. So let's kind of go over the build and what we've started with. We went with the Mage's Blessing so we could get a little bit of cooldown and a little bit of MP5. And then we are going to be going into the Book of Thoth. This item is not really in the meta right now, but I had a lot of success going with this build in this game. I see that Thoth is fighting, so I'm going to rotate over, see if there's anything I can do to help. I missed my 1, which is my big damaging ability. Thoth is able to get first blood. We're going to move our way back to mid, clean up the minions, and then see if we can close on to Morgan as she's coming out of jungle. And we're just going to clear the wave and then move over to our red.
Come on, guys, not like this. They make it look
Double kill
so
and dual lane, that's a little rough. Thoth is rotating over to respawn to that. He just let me get my red. So I am kind of low on mana with no mana potions. We're going to want to try to be a little bit conservative here. We put a point into our 1 instead of our 3 because at level 1 the line attack, or the 1, is going to do 100 damage, and it gets the damage off relatively quickly. The 3 at level 1 only does 90 damage, and it takes a little bit of time for that damage to get off. So there's a chance like the minion could walk out. The 1 is just a little bit more reliable at level 1. Here comes a Kumba. Got a panic beads out of me. We're going to go ahead and back. We're hurting for mana. There's 2 people in mid. We're just going to get the tier 2 version of boots. There's no way we're going to have enough money to start stacking the Book of Thoth. So we're going to go into boots. It would be very useful in this game to check enemy relics. We want to look for people that don't have Sanctuary, so they can't just immune all of the damage from our Kraken. I don't think
An
we checked
enemy
this
has been
game, but
slain.
it's a generally good strategy. If you find somebody, that is your ult target. You want to try to ult them as often as
An ally
possible
has been
before they
slain.
get that second relic, and then can avoid some of that damage.
I need the jungle. I need the jungle. I need the jungle. I need the jungle buff.
Quiet. On my way.
So Morgan's missing mid. She's probably just hitting her small harpy. There she is. Oh, I got baited hard. Good for her. I think I might be able to get the kill here, though.
Your right tower is under attack.
Oh my goodness, I've missed so many of those. Here comes Kumba. Time to run. We're gonna throw the 3 so he can't dash at us.
Be careful, middle.
2 people in mid. I'm just gonna play it pretty carefully. Sit back.
Is under attack.
It looks like the Morgan's gonna need to back relatively soon. I should be able to back and get my boots. Damage is up, so we're gonna make our way over there. Get that XP.
Be right back.
Right now we have a little bit of a lead. We're going to want to try to accelerate that lead as much as possible. We're going to pick up the red. Didn't miss a single minion, so we're going to get all of the XP. Didn't miss anything.
Your right tower is under attack. I'll attack the fire missing middle.
And we're going to go ahead and back and get the boots online.
With this, the tides grow stronger. I need the jungle buff.
We're going to be going lifesteal
Enemy
boots
missing.
this
I
game.
think
I
they're
think
having a
cooldown
bad
boots
time.
would also be acceptable. I'm going lifesteal just
You
because
handle yourself.
I don't
Cancel
plan
that.
on building
Sorry.
any other
I'll
lifesteal
cancel
later
that.
on in the build, and I might build some cooldown later on in the build. It's going to allow me to just kind of sustain, and now the only thing I really need to worry about is mana pots, and I can start trading out my health pots for wards. I say that, but the amount of wards I place this game might be 0, but that is kind of a general strategy. Some games I'll place like over 15 wards, some games I'll place 2. It all kind of depends. Anubis rotates, we're gonna ult him, save
Seems
our
like you've played this
Thanatos.
game before.
I don't think there's much value in chasing Kumbhakarna right now, so we're gonna move our way back mid.
Oh, is it feeding time already? They're killing it out there.
So we put a point into our 1, we put a point into our 2 in order to try to get lane pressure, and that was just kind of just in the heat of the moment. Normally you want to put a point into your 1, your 3, and then your 2,
Killing it
and
out
then you have the
there.
option of maxing out your 1 or your 3. This game I decided to max out the 1, was kind of trying it out. The 3 actually does more damage at rank 5, but I like the concept of being able to get all my damage off relatively quickly, and that's why I went with my 1. There's some good damage. Okay, while we pressured her out, we're waiting for minions. We're gonna head over to our red, and as you can notice, we are a little speedy. We're kind of zooming around.
Be careful, left.
This increased movement speed that's kind of allowing me to coast is from the Tide passive. And if I were
Maybe
to
we
pop
should
my
assist
2,
them.
I would get an additional boost to movement speed. And if I level up my 2, that just goes up.
Left lane.
Be careful, left. Be careful, left. Be careful, left. Enemy missing middle. That's
Nobody's in mid. We can kind of assume she's going for a camp. I don't think she's making a rotation right now. But we've almost got enough for Book of Thoth. We're going to activate our 2. We thought about rotating. That's why we activated our 2. And then we realized, oh, we have enough money. Time to back. Backing and stacking.
Tower is under attack.
So, the Book of Thoth, it's been a staple in Smite for a while.
Careful, right.
It hasn't been favored that much this season, just because penetration kind of got reworked and everyone is loving flat pen right now. But Book of Thoth is going to give you a decent amount of power, and it's going to allow you to start making stacks. Each time you get a stack, your power is going to increase along with the amount of mana that you have. And then it's also going to convert the total amount of mana that you have. A certain percentage of that is going to be converted into power. So the more mana you have, the more power you're going to have. As we gain the stacks, we're going to gain more power and more mana, and thus more power on top of the additional power. We're going to make a rotation. We got 3 people already over here. We do have our ultimate. We're going to kind of hang out in the back just a little bit. There's a Yorm ult. He's probably out. Although that's one jump. There's the second. He's going into the jungle. We're going to hunt him down.
Have they been lifting?
I ult him just because I wanted to try to get the kill, but it looks like Thanatos was able to clean it up. Here comes Anubis and Kumba. We're going to be the Kumba.
Double kill.
Set up the Thanatos to clean up the Anubis. We're going to go ahead and take care of these oracles just because we're right here, and it's also going to allow us to build up our tide.
Attack right lane. Attack right lane.
We're going to move over to the red buff. Since nobody's in middle, the waves are just going to hold. We're going to go ahead and pick up the red. Now we're going to go clean up wave, but Thanatos is actually cleaning up my wave. So I just missed all of that XP. Sad day, but that happens.
Yes.
So the Gold Fury is
Yes.
definitely open. Our group isn't really, or our team isn't really grouped around it in order to take it. But yes, that Thanatos was correct. We probably could have gone for gold right there. We're going to do a little bit of invading. Just take these smalls. That way the Morgan can't get it. We were kind of making a pass at rotating right. Looks like we put ourselves in the position. We were trying to analyze the situation. We didn't see their carry over there at the time, so we didn't rotate.
Enemies have returned.
Now we see the carry. We're going to activate our 2, get an increased movement speed, really zoom on over there.
Okay.
Your right
Attack
tower
middle
is under
lane.
attack.
They have really high pressure, so I want to come over and try to relieve some of that. We're going to ult Izanami, and we are able to gobble her up. Next, we're going to try to stick to the Yorm. I don't think we're going to be able to kill him here, but we should just try to get enough damage off to poke him back.
Shut down.
And we actually did get him.
Killing it out there.
I feel like he lost a lot of health due to the magical abilities. Probably does not have much magical defense.
Your middle tower
I see them
is
pushing
under
the
attack.
tier 1 tower in dual lane, so I'm going to help him out just a little bit. I am missing a wave in mid. I'm able to clean up or get part of the wave in duel, get the tower, and we're going to rotate over.
No problem.
Morgan doesn't see us yet. We can clear the wave. I like that I have
Right lane.
the increased basic attacks with my 2. That's kind of allowing me to abuse the Morgan's mechanic of going invisible. We're getting a little lucky. We're shooting once but hitting her and her clone, revealing her. We're just going to avoid Kumba. Not worth trying to contest those small or the medium harpies. Our red was dropped, so we're going to make our way there. Gold Fury is definitely an option right now. We have 4 people in the right jungle. We just cleared the tier 1 tower over there. Although they are pushed up pretty far in right line. There's 3 people over there. I'm assuming that they're going to be able to clean that up. I'm going to be dealing with Kumba over here. Anubis versus Hades is kind of just a stalemate. Haven't been paying attention to that nearly as much as the dual lane. Hurting on mana just a little bit, so we're going to try to be a little conservative with our abilities.
Your right tower is under
Enemies
attack.
missing middle. Definitely should call that out and let them know that Kumba is coming over to the right. I have a pretty penny in the pocket, so it is time to back. And we're going to get Soul Reaver, which is going to increase our mana, which is going to tie back into the Book of Thoth, giving us just more power. These items are synergizing pretty well together. Soul Reaver is a staple for mages because it is like the magical version of Heartseeker. Whenever you damage an enemy with an ability, you're going to be removing a percentage of their health. So regardless of how many protections or how much health they have, you're going to be removing that percentage each time.
Attack the Gold Fury!
And that percentage does kind of scale based on their protection. I should be able to tank this a little bit. Achilles is over here. This should be a free gold. They do have 2 people over in solo.
Your own fault.
Under attack.
Okay,
Retreat!
no problem. Good luck.
Your left tower has been destroyed.
So they got the left tower. Achilles is battling Itemization near oracles.
Save yourself.
Hopefully he can get that pick.
Come on, guys, not like this.
Unfortunately, he does not.
No problem. No problem. No problem.
Trying to keep farming as much as possible. Going for a red, going for the small harpies. Seanyb might be getting pressure onto that tower, but Heimdall is able to get there. 2 people over there. We check the mid harpies, nobody's there. Kuba's probably out, so we're just going to head back mid. Now would be a good time to rotate over to the dual lane.
On my way!
I do have my
Your
ultimate.
right tower is under
And right here, I
attack.
probably should have popped my 2 just a little bit earlier, so I would get the increased movement speed.
Enemy tower. Out of water.
They're killing it out there. All about
Right there, I was just trying to ult the Yorm. I wasn't too worried about Izanami whenever she landed. I had a feeling that we'd be able to chase and burn her.
Been slain.
We're able to get it.
Have they been lifting?
Easy
'Cause they
cleanup
carry
in
it
the
hard.
dual lane and a pretty smooth rotation.
Thanks.
So the Morgan is mid. We are 5-0-4. We might be able to get a pick onto her.
Your middle tower.
Oh, is it
Oh
feeding
man,
time already?
chunks. Oh, and we got her with the blind shot. Well, we didn't have any abilities, so we're just going to let her skedaddle. We're going to clean up the wave. We're 17 to her 14. So we're really optimizing this increased movement speed to get camps, get rotations, and to make an impact on the game. We are not just sitting in mid lane with Poseidon.
Attack fire!
With some mages, it's a little bit more difficult to rotate because they have no form of increased movement speed or jump, and making the rotation just costs a little bit more for characters like that. But with Poseidon, because he is so quick, you can rotate and get back to lane without losing a lot for it.
You answer that.
Your middle tower.
Because Poseidon has this increased movement speed through his passive and through his 2,
You
and he also just kind of is a fun god to play. I think this is a very good god for new players looking to play Smite. So this build is a little different than what is typically built.
On my way.
I had a lot of success with it this game. I'm sure that there are other builds that are just as viable or more viable, but I wanted to just talk about my build that I used this game and why it worked and why I had success with it.
Stop him. An enemy has been slain.
So that was 3 people down. We should push something for this. Yorm's pretty far up on right.
Your right tower is under attack.
They're both pretty far up on right. I think we should push the middle party.
No.
Or middle tower. Sorry, the party. Somebody just joined my party, so I was thinking party. But we're going to push middle tower.
Yes.
Right tower is under attack.
Oh, is it feeding
Somebody
time
on our
already?
team is calling for a surrender.
That was
No
clutch.
idea why.
They're killing it out there.
We're going to drop the oracles. Gold Fury is down, and the enemy team surrenders. Well, if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you feel like you learned something, please check out the channel, check out some of the other videos, and subscribe for more content. The stats will be posted just in a second. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a nice day. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.